هديكم ملخص سريع كده عن الفصل الأول من الرجل الغامض من سيفل رو. بصوا، الفصل ده بيودينا لندن سنة 1872، وبنعرف فيه واحد اسمه فيلياس فوج. ده بقى حكايته حكاية شخص غامض وحياته ماشية بالمسطرة، يعني دقة رياضية تخوف، كأنها بجد مقاسة بدقات الساعة. بس استنوا، الروتين ده شكله كده هيتغير خالص. طيب، أهم نقطتين لازم نعرفهم من الفصل ده. أولاً، الانضباط الرهيب بتاع شخصية فوج ده، يعني حياته كلها كل فتفوتة فيها ماشية بالساعة والثانية، أكله، خروجه، حتى لعبه في نادي الإصلاح بتاعه، كل حاجة محسوبة. أهم حاجة عنده الهدوء والانتظام، وبس كده. ثانياً بقى، وده المهم، وصول الخادم الجديد والتلميح للمغامرة اللي جاية. لما الخادم بتاعه القديم زهق ومشي، فوج بمنتهى الهدوء جاب واحد جديد فرنساوي اسمه جان باسبارتو. باسبارتو ده بقى كان ليه ماضي كده كله سفر ولف، يعني قلب رحال زي ما بيقولوا. بس هو كان خلاص قرر يستقر ويدور على حياة هادية ومستقرة. الغلبان قبل الشغلانة وهو فاكر إنه لقى الراحة، بس يا عيني طلع مخطئ تماماً. أصل في خلال يومين بس هيلاقي نفسه مسافر عبر أوروبا، وده طبعاً بيخلينا نسأل، طب إيه اللي هيحصل بعد كده؟ يعني باختصار كده، الفصل الأول ده بيرسم لنا صورة للقاء بين شخص مهووس بالنظام بشكل مش طبيعي وشخص تاني غلبان كان كل حلمه الاستقرار، والاتنين دول من غير ما يعرفوا على وشك يبدأوا رحلة هتلف بيهم العالم ومغامرة محدش يتوقعها أبداً.
All right, let's set the scene. Picture this. It's London, 1872. The city is a bustling, chaotic hub of activity. But we're zooming in on one particular house in Savile Row, and one very particular man who is the complete opposite of all that chaos. His name is Phileas Fogg, and frankly, he's a total enigma. And this quote, it tells you everything you need to know. His entire life isn't guided by feelings or spontaneity. Nope, it's governed by the steady, relentless, predictable tick of a clock. That's the sun his whole universe revolves around. So what does a life of mathematical precision actually look like? Well, for Mr. Fogg, it means every single day is an exact replica of the one before. He leaves his house at the exact same second. He comes home at the exact same second. His meals, his time at the club, everything is scheduled down to the wire, with absolutely zero room for error. The man is basically a living, breathing timepiece. And listen, these aren't just, casual preferences. These are the unshakable laws of his existence. Calm, order, discipline, peace, and regularity. He chased these ideals with a focus that was, let's be honest, almost obsessive, whether he was eating alone or playing cards at his very exclusive club. But you know how it goes. Even the most perfect, well-oiled machine can hit a snag. And for Phileas Fogg, that snag arrived on one very specific day, October 2nd, 1872. The problem? His servant quit, just couldn't handle the rigid pace. And just like that, a tiny crack appears in Fogg's perfect world. And stepping right into that crack is our next character, Jean Passepartout. He shows up at Fogg's door looking for a job, and he is, in literally every way, the polar opposite of Fogg. He's described as having the heart of a traveler, but here's the irony. What he wants most in the world is to just settle down and have a quiet life for once. And when you look at his job history, you kind of get why he's craving some peace and quiet. The man's been a singer, a circus performer, an acrobat, even a firefighter. His life has been one giant whirlwind of chaos and adventure. It's the exact opposite of the silent, orderly house he's just walked into. And this is really the heart of it all. You've got two men who both want peace, but they're coming at it from completely different directions. Fogg builds his peace with rigid, unbreakable rules. Passepartout is trying to find his peace by running away from a life of constant change. He looks at Fogg's machine-like existence and thinks, finally, this is it, stability. This is literally what Passepartout thinks the moment he sees Fogg's house. Everything is perfect, clean, elegant, and cold. There are no personal touches, no photos, just clocks. Clocks in every single room, all ticking in perfect, slightly creepy harmony. But for him, it's not creepy, it's a sanctuary. So, in his mind, Passepartout has hit the jackpot. He's found a boss who is so predictable, so regimented, that life will finally be simple and calm. He thinks he's found his forever home, his quiet little haven. So, had he? Oh, absolutely not. Not even close. The book is just beautifully direct about it. He was profoundly mistaken. Yeah, that quiet life he was dreaming of is about to get completely blown to pieces. And just get a load of this timeline. On his very first day, he lands the job. He's probably just figured out where the silverware is kept. And then, just 2 days later, he's told to pack a bag. They're leaving. They're going to be traveling across Europe, putting London far, far in the rearview mirror. You just have to love the irony. So this opening chapter does a fantastic job of laying the groundwork. We've got the core theme of discipline, which is basically Fogg's entire personality. We get our first taste of loyalty as Passepartout signs on for the ride, for better or worse. And simmering underneath it all is curiosity, this hint that the world is about to force these two men who desperately want to stand still to actually grow. And so that leaves us with the big question, the one that kicks off this whole story. Phileas Fogg is a man who has managed to control every single second of his own life. But here's the thing, you can't put the entire world on a schedule. So what happens when this perfect, rigid system of discipline slams head-on into the utter chaos and unpredictability of a global adventure? Well, that's where things are about to get interesting.